So instead, what you might try to do is think, okay, well, it's saying we cannot implicitly convert type string to int. So I'm seeing the word string there. What happens if I change this to a string? Now we have a problem down here where, well, cannot implicitly convert type string to int. So let's go ahead and fix that. And now let's run the program. I've seen people go through this process of trying to write a simple calculator before fixing every single errors with what they guess would be the correct answer. But when we run this and say intervalue 1 and intervalue 2, we get 43 plus 1 equals 431, which is perhaps the most broken calculator I've ever seen.
No, run it again and put like 50 and 10. Yeah. Yeah, now that calculator is really awful.
Yeah. So this is this is obviously not going to work. That's why we have different types of variables. That's why we need an integer here, because what's happening here is we have perfectly valid code where we're receiving that input from the user, we're performing an operation on it, and we're writing it back out. Remember, that's basically what every single program on this planet does as it receives information, performs a calculation, puts it
And real
back out.
and real quick, let me just toss this in there. And this again is directed towards our complete beginners. Remember, the reason that you're seeing Nielsen be able to put in a 50 and an 11 and the result that gets pumped out is 5011 is because since these are string values, and we have this plus between these two strings, we're just simply using concatenation. We're appending to the end. So that 11 gets appended to the end of the 50. So it's 5011. Because again, it's just a string. It's when we change that type from a string over to an integer that our plus takes on a new meaning.
Right. Because types determine the kinds of operators you can use on them. Now, there is a plus operator available for integers and there is a plus operator available for strings, but they do completely different things. The plus operator when we have strings is called concatenation. The plus operator when we have integers is called, well, addition.
Addition.
Oh, somebody does ask, why do we put so many plus signs? I do want to point that out. The reason we have so many plus signs here is because these plus signs are used as to concatenate these two strings together, and these two strings together, and these two strings together. The ones that you see that are not orange, but this plus sign is inside of a string literal, which means that it gets literally printed out. So when I hit F5, well, I'll get in there because I haven't fixed the code yet, but this would be part of the output. I could have simply, omitted this entire bit if I didn't want to show the text representation of my thing. But remember, because this is in quotes, this plus isn't actually an operator. It's a string literal. It could have been, for all the compiler cared. It was just I happened to want to put a plus there.